Hi everybody, welcome to class. My name's Todd McLeod. I will be your instructor for this DS221 class. And in this video, I'm going to show you some important stuff which is going to help you succeed in this course. Here's a little outline of some of the things we're going to go through. I just want to emphasize here at the beginning though, that this is critical. This video is super important. You need to watch this entire video because this video is going to show you stuff that you need to know to be able to operate in this class effectively and to get a good grade and to learn. So make sure you watch this entire video. I assume you've all already found the course because you're watching this video. And you find the course by going to my portal and then logging in, then clicking on Canvas. But something not everybody knows, which I'm going to show you right now, is that once you are logged in, I'm going to log in here. Once you're logged in and you click on Canvas, whenever it comes up, it's taking its time. I guess, I don't know why it'd be slow. It's summer. Hello, let me just pause this until it comes up. One momento. Got a little pause button over here. All right, geez Louise, I don't know what that was about. It took forever for that to load, but once you're in here, you can click on Canvas, and this is what a lot of people don't know. So currently I'm in student view, so I'm going to leave that. And here we are, I'm in instructor view, and this is what I see, what we all see when we come into our Canvas dashboard. So you will look for your course, and what if you don't see your course? Like here's our course, right? But what if you don't see it? You can come over here to courses, and then at courses you might look for it. But what if you don't see it here? You could go up to all courses. And in all courses, this is going to show you all of the courses associated with your Canvas account. And because I have been at this school since 2001, which is a really long time, there's a lot of courses associated with my account. But here's the thing I want you to know is this little star right here. If you click that little star and you make it colored, that's going to, when that star is colored, it's going to make it show up on your dashboard. So if there's stuff you don't want showing up on your dashboard, you could go into courses here and you could take that star off. And if there's stuff you do want showing on your dashboard, you could add that star and then the course is going to show up on your dashboard. That's cool. All right, so here's the next thing. Here we are in our course, and I'm just going to go back into student view. Because I'm the teacher, I could see it from the teacher view, but also I'm going to go into student view to show it to you the way you are going to see it. So here in the class, at the beginning, it's going to say what day we are in. So right now it says we are in day number 2. So if we are in day number 2, you need to go in and do everything on day number 1 and day number 2. And everything means all of the assignments and all of the discussions. So over here to the left, we have assignments. And if I click on assignments, it's going to show me all of the assignments. So here's task A, task B for day number 1. Here's task A for day number 2, B, C, and D for day number 2. So when we are on day number 2, you need to do all of that stuff. You need to have all of that done by the end of day number 2. Okay, so that's when that's all done. And you'll see the due date is going to be a few days after day number 2 because I have a little bit of grace in there, a day or two of grace from when you're supposed to do it to when it is actually due. And after that point, you missed it. You need to get this done on whatever day is showing up here on the home page. So every time you come into class, it'll say day number 1 or day number 2 or day number 3. And what you need to do is go into assignments and then also go into discussions and make sure that you've done everything for that day. So you could choose show by type, in which case you're going to see tasks here, right? These are the task A, task B. And then you could go into, and you could scroll down and then you could see the discussions down here, day number 1 discussion. You could also get to those discussions by clicking right there, right? So you have assignments, you have discussions, or, and this is cool, you could click show by date and it's going to list your discussions and your tasks, your assignments, your discussions and your assignments all together. So if you choose show by date, it shows you everything. But between these two items right here, assignments and discussions, that's where you're doing all your work, okay? And these, for whatever reason, are listed in backwards order. But the best way to look at this is just to go into your assignments, and in your assignments, choose show by date, and then it's going to group everything. Here's everything you need to do, have done by the end of day 1. Here's everything you need to have done by the end of day 2. And it's all the way down through all that, so it includes the discussion. But just click between these two and click between show by type and show by date, and just make sure you're doing everything for each day. Okay? Super important. Get done what needs to be done. And all of that's explained right here on the home page. Please complete all assignments and discussions associated with day number 2. And if we're in day number 2, that already assumes you've already done everything, all the assignments and discussions with day number 1. So there's 30 total days, weekdays under the course. The course runs for 6 weeks from these dates. And each day we'll do a little bit of work. And if you do a little bit of work over 30 days, that all adds up. If you do not do any work during the first 3 days, you will be dropped. So if I don't see you doing anything the first 3 days or not doing enough, you're out. And then if you miss more than 3 days of work in a row throughout the entire course, like maybe week 4, you miss 3 days, you may be dropped. So if you miss 3 days, I'm going to email you and then I'm going to be like, hey, what's going on? And if you don't get back to me like within 24 hours, I'm going to drop you. All right, so just make sure you're aware of that. And then next thing is, if you have any questions, let me know. I am here to help. There's an entire team at Fresno City College here to help. We are all here paid and working to help you succeed. And we're going to talk about that. But the first thing I want to show you is how to get help if you need it. Over here on the left, we have a questions link. So that questions link is going to take you to information about how you can ask questions. So if you have a question in the course, first please reach out to Tutorial Services or NetTutor, right? So here's Tutorial Services right here. Here's NetTutor. Tutorial Services operates for certain hours at City College, and they have the resources and the staffing to help a tremendous amount of students. So see if there's somebody who could tutor you there, either in person or virtually. And then this is 24/7, 365 virtual tutoring, which you could check out. So you could go do that also. If you still have questions, you can email, text, or call me anytime. And here's my email address, and there's my mobile number. Feel free to text me, call me. Just get in touch with me, and I will help you figure it out. But make sure you go through these resources first, the Tutorial Center and virtual tutoring, if that's going to be able to answer your question. There's also tech support. So if you come in here to the home page, and the home page is where you always land, you've got useful resources right here. These useful resources include technical support. So if you have technical support issues, your computer's not working, you can't log into Canvas, you forgot your password at City College, this is where you could get some help. And you could also just call City College or go to City College and visit tech support on campus, because I don't know how you'd get here if you forgot your password. But that's what you want to do with that. Next useful resources are college success links. Make sure you check both of those out. Absolutely watch this video. It's like 12 minutes or less, and it'll show you what you need to do to succeed as a college student. Everybody can succeed. Okay, I'm a testament to that. My dad, my family grew up dirt poor, homesteaded a farm many generations back, no running water, no electricity, no indoor plumbing, no gas. If you wanted meat, you killed something. If you wanted heat, you burned wood. Like literally that's where my family came from. And my dad rose out of that environment and just kept going to school. He had grit, and that's the number one factor associated with student success is persistence. You just stick with it. You don't quit. You don't give up. You have grit. My dad just kept going to university, and eventually they gave him a PhD and made him a professor. So you could come from the lowest of strata in society, and you could rise, all the way to the top. Degrees open doors, and so you're absolutely doing the right thing by going to college and working towards your degree. And this will show you that number one characteristic, which correlates with student success, which is grit. Check that out. This will give you more information. Check that out. This will show you why math is important. It's a Brad Pitt movie. Check that out. And then we get down to these resources down here. You ready? We're covering some important information. So the preferred tool that we're going to be using for learning in this course and for solving problems and having problems explained to us is ChatGPT. I'm going to show you how to use that in a minute, but I want to show you something else first. And so when we work with ChatGPT, it's best to subscribe. The subscribe version for $20 a month is the best version. It'll give you the best help. But if you can't afford that $20 a month, the free version is also pretty good, so you can use that. And then that's everything I just said here. And ChatGPT is not always accurate. It's accurate like 99.9.8% of the time or something like that. So occasionally it'll give you the wrong answer, and you just kind of need to think it through like you're talking to a human. Like occasionally humans give you, more often than not, more often than ChatGPT, humans give you the wrong answer. And even your professors, even me, right, might not give you the right information. And so you always have to validate and prove and verify for yourself whether or not you want to accept some information into your own being and believe it as truth. And that's a really important thing to learn in life, that even like people with PhDs and people who are doctors, they could be completely wrong. And they're humans too, and they make mistakes also, and they could be dysfunctional in their head, and they might, not be doing their job 100%. Like every job, whether you're an auto mechanic or a heart surgeon, there's a spectrum of people doing that job. Some are really great at that job, some are really bad at that job. So you just want to be, have healthy skepticism. Both for answers that humans give you, teachers, professors, doctors, auto mechanics, and also for answers that ChatGPT and the internet give you. Healthy skepticism is a good thing. So you just want to think through like all the answers you get back and make sure that they're making sense to you. But it's accurate 99.8% of the time, and I just made that statistic up, 99.8% of the time, and that's my way of saying most of the time it's right. But sometimes it'll give you a wrong answer, and that's called digital, or I don't know, some sort of hallucination is what they call that with ChatGPT. Here's the next thing to know is we have some DS21 tools, and so I'm just going to click on this link. So this class here is to prepare you for DS21. It's DS221, and if you're taking DS21 from me, we're just going to lean on ChatGPT all the way because that's like the new calculator. But if you go take DS21, we're in 221, which is preparing you for 21. And if you go take 21 from another teacher, they might be like, you have to use a calculator because that's the old tool and that's what they've been using. And it's still useful in some situations. So down here under other DS21 tools, if you click that link, it brings you here. And in these other DS21 tools, you've got emulators. This is like a calculator. It emulates a calculator that you would buy. Like if I had a calculator here, this is my phone. It's got a calculator in it, but it's not like the TI-80 Texas Instruments 84. It's not like that. But if you wanted to emulate Texas Instruments 84 calculator, you could go in here and you could do that. How do you do it? I'm going to open this link here and I'm going to open this link here. Those are connected. They are pink. That's why I made these pink, because they're connected. So the first one here brings me into download TI-84, that thing. So I'm going to click it and it's going to download that piece of software. It just downloaded it there, right? So there it is right there. It's got a 1 after it because I downloaded it 18 hours ago just when I was working on this yesterday. And then the second thing I want to do is I want to come in here and now upload a program files to calculate, download. I'm going to choose my, I think I click on ROM and then import calculator ROM image. So click on ROM and then I'm going to choose file. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to choose that thing I just downloaded. Now it's uploading it. And now Texas Instruments TI-84 plus C, right? This is emulating that calculator. And so now that maybe it's hopefully on, so I'm going to click on. I got to get my glasses because I'm getting old. Got to click on right here. There we go. Now we're on. And now I can start doing some math, right? And so it's flashing. I don't know. Maybe it's loading up. RAM cleared. And I could do 4. And I could do, like x squared, and then I could do enter, and it's going to give me 16. So now I'm emulating that calculator. So if you want to emulate this calculator, you can do that. And in your tools, we have like in here, if we go back to our home page and we go back to useful resources, there's calculator and laptop checkouts. There's TI-84 graphing calculator videos, so you can learn how to use that calculator. Maybe you want to do that, spend some time on it. Again, I'm leaning on this, but if you want to work with the calculator and think, yeah, I want to prepare for that, work through some of those videos, watch those videos and play with that calculator. So if you do take DS21 from a teacher who is like, you have to use the calculator, you've got some information about it, okay? Or you might just wait. Figure out which class you're taking and what that teacher's doing, and then, okay, my first weekend before school starts, I've looked at the class, I'm going to go learn about that calculator now. Next thing to point out in these other DS21 tools, so I'm just going to go back into here, and I could close that tab, and I could close that tab. So your other tools is you have this one here, which I think is a good one, and this one here. So let's take a look at those. So here, you could graph stuff. You could say, hey, y is greater than 3x plus 5, right? And that's going to graph that here. So that's this Desmos thing right there. So if you want to graph something, take a look, see what it looks like, you could use that. And then also, yeah, I want to leave the site. And then also we have a simplex method calculator here, which you could play with also. So you can play with that. Cool. So that's giving you some good orientation. We got a little bit more to do, just checking in here to see what we've done. We're partway through that. We haven't done that. We have done that. And we will get to that. We've done this, right? Grit's the number one thing that you need to succeed as a student. So let's get back in here and let's do our next thing. And the next thing is to see how our assignments work. So I'm going to click on assignments. And I could go either show by type, which will just show me my assignments here, and then down below my discussions down here, or I could click on show by date. And if I go to show by date, I have this first discussion, we have to introduce ourselves, and then we have solve equation for a variable. So I'm going to click on that. We're going to work on this. So here's solve equation for a variable. I'm in student view, so it's showing me this as a student. I'm going to resume this, and there's a video here that will show you how to do it. And I'm just looking at my different options up here. And then if I scroll down, it's giving me some choices here. So then I want to solve these. And so at first, try to solve it with a pencil or a pen and a piece of paper and work it out on a piece of paper. Watch the video, right? Then work this out on a pen and piece of paper and solve it manually. That's what I really recommend first time. I still do that. I did a whole bunch of math when I was a student, and that's my favorite way to work with math, is just to solve it by myself. And then once I've solved it, I enter my answers and hit submit question. So that's the first thing for you to do. The second thing for you to do is have ChatGPT explain this to you. So in our discussions, we're going to learn how to use ChatGPT. And ChatGPT is artificial intelligence. And it's really nice because you can have a chat with it. You can have a conversation with it. And so if we come in here through our discussion posts, we're going to be posting about how we're doing stuff with ChatGPT. And so this discussion post on day number 2 is to choose one of these and then enter a prompt. And so I'm going to teach you how to create prompts. And this is called prompt engineering. Engineering can be a scary word, like it's hard. It's not hard. It's just like thinking through, how do you want to ask the question to get the best response? So the way we've been conditioned to work with search engines like Google or Bing at Microsoft is to ask really short, succinct questions, right? This is search engines. And the way we would ask those short, succinct questions would be like, restaurants near me, right? Or Italian food near me. That's like search engine kind of, you search, like you make it condensed, short, right? It's not a complete sentence. And the way you do artificial intelligence is like talking to a human. So I want you to think of ChatGPT. And so here's ChatGPT. Go to chat.openai.com. Check that out. Chat.openai.com. Go there. And when you come here, I have no idea why that just took me to Fresno City College. I must have clicked the wrong thing. When you come here, you're going to see, you'll probably be on the 3.5 version until you sign up. If you sign up, this is the newest and most advanced model. It's going to cost you $20 a month. I recommend it, just to do it. But when you're at ChatGPT, I want you to think about working with ChatGPT, not like working with the search engine. I want you to think about it like talking with a human. Think about it as if you're talking with like the best, smartest, like friendliest graduate, PhD, professor, scientist, mathematician, tutor in the world. Okay? Like talking with a human. And when you talk with a human, you don't go up to the human, you don't say, best Italian restaurant near me. People would look at you like you are out of your mind. If you walked up to a human, you said, best Italian restaurant near me. They'd be like, okay. You walk up to a human, you say, hi, I was wondering if you know, is there a great Italian restaurant around here? And by the way, I want to make sure that they have like a pizza with a white sauce and, a bechamel sauce with an egg cracked on top and truffle oil drizzled across the top of it. Like you ask a question with full sentences. So notice here, right? I'm explaining, I'm giving it context. In this prompt, the sample prompt, I'm saying I'm a student taking Finite Math at Fresno City College. In the context of Finite Math course, please explain to me how to solve equation for variable. Because this is like our first task on day 1. It's task A, day 1, solve equation for variable. So I just put it in there in quotes because that's specifically what I'm being asked to do, solve equation for variable. Please also provide me with 3 examples illustrating this. Thank you. right? And so when I put that in, it's going to give me an example. And just to illustrate that, I'm going to come over here and paste that entire thing in. And, you know, right, like I said, please, I said thank you. And I could say, by the way, my name is Todd. Ta-da! And now it's going to be like explaining things to me like it's the greatest, smartest tutor in the world. Gave me step-by-step process, gave me an example, it's walking me through the example, it's giving me, you know, a quadratic equation here and walking me through that example. It's giving me a rational equation, walking me through this example. I might not understand all these. And I could say, you know, what's the difference between linear, quadratic, and rational? Can you please explain the difference between linear, quadratic, and rational? What do those terms mean? And I'm just having a conversation with it. And now it's talking to me about those differences, like linear equations, quadratic equations, right? And then here is like rational equations and what those differences are, you know? And so it's like I could start dialoguing with it. And then, ready? You ready for some more? You ready? All right, here we go. Here's the next thing. You could take pictures. And so in one of our discussions, so here we're going to go back to our discussions. And we have discussion right here with images, day number 5. And with this discussion here, it teaches you how to take a screenshot on a Mac or on Windows. Let me show you why that's important. Because when I'm doing my assignments, go to my assignments, and I'm doing this first assignment, not that one, this one here, task A, solve equation for variable. And I click resume. I go down, I look at those. I could do a screenshot here. So Command-Shift-4 on the Mac, and I could do that. And just took a picture of that. And on a Mac, when you take a picture, it goes to your desktop. So when I go to my Finder and I say, hey, and I go to my desktop, I'm going to bring this over for you. Whoop. And so here is, here's that screenshot right there. And if I open it up, you can see there's that little screenshot I took. So now I could come back to ChatGPT. And I could grab this screenshot, which is right here, and I could drag that here. And I could say, can you please explain to me how to solve those problems? Boom. And now it's going to take a look at that image, look at those problems, and it's going to solve them for me. And it's going to explain it. Best tutor ever. Amazing. And so I'm going to pause this video while it's taking time to process. Sometimes during the day, ChatGPT gets a lot of people asking it questions, and it takes it a minute to just wait for everybody else's questions to be processed. So here it is. It's walking me through the steps, and it's showing me how to solve those specific questions, right? And so my first answer here is -4. And it's checking the solution, and then my second answer is 9.5, right? So -4 and 9.5. So if I come over here and I say -4, but here I'm just going to put in like 14, right? Even though the answer on that one was 9.5, I'm going to put in 14 just so I could get it wrong. And I'll hit submit on that in a second because I'll show you something more with that. But here I've gotten a great explanation for these. And then I could also, this is the other thing I wanted to show you, I could also come in here and I could say, and so, can you please explain to me how I would do this? Can you please explain to me how I would calculate this, solution using a TI-84 calculator? What keys do I press? And I'm going to say for the first problem, and I'll come up here and just copy it, Command-C, and then come down here. For the first problem, boop, boop, boop. Oh, that doesn't Command-Z. I'll just do, for the first problem, can you please explain to me how I calculate this solution using a TI-84 calculator? What keys do I press? And so I can press that in. And here's a step-to-step guide to solving the equation. And it's going to, you know, tell me exactly what keys I need to push to solve that equation on the TI-84 calculator. Amazing. So if you learn nothing else from this class, like you are already light years ahead of most people in the world for really using AI, ChatGPT, which in my opinion is the best AI that's out there right now, using AI to really progress forward in life and get things done more quickly. And my job is to prepare you for the world so you can succeed in the world. And this is really how the best people are operating today. From doing things like you saw me just do here, learning, using it as a tutor to guide you and teach you to learn stuff, to writing resumes and cover letters, to writing thank you notes, to writing discussion posts. We're going to use it to write discussion posts in this class. It does all of that. All right, so here we're going to submit a question. And I got 2.5 out of 5. And it says you can retry this question below, right? So if I don't like the answer that I got, I could just say get a similar question. And now I get to try this all over again. And then if I get 5 out of 5, it's going to keep my most recent score. And by the way, this is the first time that I've set up this course. And so the first time I'm using it, the Canvas and this software in this way. So if that's not working correctly, just notify me and I'll fix it. But it should keep your most recent score every time. So that is amazing. That's like if we come back to home here, right, and we look at useful resources, we've gone through all of these useful resources, except for these are the skills we'll learn in the course right here. It's just FYI if you want to look at it. But that's a lot of really good stuff there for this orientation of the course. Let's take a look at our outline, see what we're doing. Learning to learn, we saw that, like using ChatGPT to help us learn. And this is how things get done in the world by the people who are operating most effectively today. And it's all about getting things done. And next thing I want to show you is gradebook. So we're going to come in here and now we're going to take a look at grades. And so when you come into your gradebook, you're going to see, right, as you're getting scores, you'll see those scores here. And then you can go down to the bottom and you can see like your total. An important thing, this is super important. Tune in, focus. This is super important. Calculate based only on graded assignments. I only have one done. I got 5 out of 5. So guess what? It gave me 100%. 100%, right? And but if I say, you know what, don't calculate based only on graded assignments, now it's looking at everything and I only have a 0.47%. Why 0.47? That's my grade in the course, you know, considering all these other items here. So really make sure that you don't just leave it like this and think, hey, I have 100% in the course, I'm done. Woo! You're not, right? You actually only have, throughout the entire course, if I'm not only looking at the graded assignments, throughout the entire course, you only have a 0.47%. So that's a really important thing to know. All right, so that's your grade book and calculating grades based only on graded assignments versus seeing your progress throughout the entire course. And this, my friends, ladies and gentlemen, my fellow adventurers in education and learning and pursuing degrees and striving for excellence and trying to forward your life and become more successful and achieve more and get a better paying job where you're more satisfied and you have a better, stronger, bigger impact on the lives of others and the lives of society. Ladies and gentlemen, my friends, my fellow adventurers, that has been the course orientation. I hope you enjoyed it. I try to keep it fun because if you're not having fun, you're not having fun. Make sure you also check out the syllabus. That's really important to look through. But you've got all the information you need now to succeed in this course, and you've got some great information to help you succeed in life. I look forward to enjoying this adventure with you over the next 30 days, where we're going to learn about math. And math is cool. And we're going to advance our skills with math. And we're going to do that by every day doing a little bit. Day 1, day 2, day 3. And a little bit every day is going to add up. I had a teacher who used to say, drop by drop, the bucket gets filled. Every day we had a little drop of work, a little drop of math skills to the bucket. And at first, after a couple of days, you're going to say, man, there's not much water in the bottom of that bucket. But do it for 30 days, you're going to be like, yeah, I put some good water in that bucket. I filled that bucket up. And drop by drop, the bucket gets filled. I had another teacher who would say, persistently, patiently, you are bound to succeed. Persistently, patiently, you're bound to succeed. So you just be persistent, you be patient, you keep doing it every day, you have that grit, you don't quit, you don't give up, you keep going, and you're going to succeed. So I'm glad you're here. I'm looking forward to this adventure of doing math with you over the next 30 days. And if we practice every day at anything, we're going to progress, and it's going to be the same with math. So you got to have that positive spirit And hope you got a sense of that by watching this video. All right, see ya.